Welcome to the Joy Link, where we empower and inspire you to start experiencing more joy in your daily life. Today, we are talking about the spirituality and joy.
Yes, that is,
And my
that's
name
the
is
job today.
Julia, and that's my first intro. My name is Julia, and I'm here with Brian.
Hello, everybody. We are gonna, yes, thank you, Julie. It's a pleasure to be back on the show. It is wonderful to see that we have so many people listening already. We are just so grateful for all of it. And that gives us a bit of motivation to keep going and right. So that's wonderful. And
Big
so
thank you to my mom for hyping the podcast.
yeah, thanks, Mom. Yeah, right. That's fantastic. Yes, and today we are going to talk about the spirituality of joy. But first, we're going to talk about the um, the challenge from last week, which was what makes up our joyful day. And so I know that for me, I always put a lot of joy first, right? And it's like it's like there's an energy routine to just bring a lot of joy into my morning so that I can really perform well throughout the day and be joyful for everyone else. And yeah, then throughout the day as well, uh, making very conscious choices around laughing, dancing, and right, spontaneous dancing in the grocery store or wherever. And then also listening to music that just really lifts my energy up. And I usually go to like ibizaglobalmusic.com. That's always a good one. That's been on for ever since I visited in 2010. So that's every single day. This thing is just on and running. So, so yeah, that's part of my joyful day. And you?
So, just for some people that they are just jumped in on this episode. Last week we gave you a PDF with a template that will was helping you to describe like your perfect joyful day. So yeah, like in my day, I definitely include morning routine. I have this saying since quite some time that before you work for somebody else, work for yourself. And for me, you do have this commitment and responsibility to your own body and mind to keep you in the right shape. So as a part of my joyful morning, for example, I do meditation, a little bit of yoga. I also do gratitude practice. I think that I will tell you more later in this episode. And yeah, like, and also I do something. I have this 1 hour of movement rule that every morning I move for 1 hour, and it could be gym, running, or yoga, or swimming. It could be several things. So yeah, and then it was quite interesting to see that when I was first got into this like a description of ideal joyful day, it was a few years ago, and now I see that more and more of my day is actually this what I've dreamed of. So yeah, it's
It
working.
works.
So it works. So if you haven't done it yet, I would highly recommend it because then you will know what you are actually going for. Because so many people they have no idea what they are, what do they want, and then how do you know how to get it if you don't know
Right,
what? Hmm?
right. Yeah.
So today, actually, we can jump into our real episode where we'll
Mhm.
be talking about the responsibility as an aspect of spirituality behind joy. We will be talking about the present moment, gratitude, and how to find joy. And we'll have a little bit of like a wonderful gift at the end for you.
Yeah. Yeah, super.
Brian, what do
Yeah,
you think about the responsibility? Mm.
right. So starting there, I found this really great gem from Osho, right? And if you haven't heard of him, he was an Indian guru who only recently died in 1990. And he was talking about meditation, awareness, love, celebration, courage, creativity, and humor, right? He's saying these are all the qualities that he saw that were suppressed by these static belief systems, religion, and our modern world, really. So, from the book of Understanding, he states the word responsibility has been used the wrong way. It gives a feeling of burden. You have to do it. Like it's a duty. And if you don't do it, you will feel guilty. I want to remind you that the word responsibility has nothing or has none of those connotations. Break the word in two, responsibility, and you enter a totally different meaning of the word, a different direction. Responsibility simply means spontaneous response. Wherever or whatever situation arises, joyously respond to it with your totality, with your intensity. And the response will not only change the situation, it will change you.
Mm.
So I thought that was a really good quote just to get things going. And so responding joyfully to all of it. That's Osho's answer. And I wholeheartedly agree, right? It then brings back that responsibility and that responsibility to ourselves.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like nobody can make you feel in a certain way. It's all your decision, right? Like, no, a lot of people are saying like, oh, he made me angry, or she did that and she made me so angry, or I'm so upset by what that person done. Like, if you ask 10 people, they would have 10 different emotional reactions to the same event. So
Right.
like, nobody can make you feel in a certain way until you allow them. So that's kind of this responsibility, that the way how you respond to the certain situations.
Right. Yeah, like what's mine and what's yours,
Yeah.
right? And where's my power in the moment? Like if I give my power to someone, then they have that I disempower myself and I give my power to them. And that's through reactions, right? So I'm reacting to something, which is exactly opposite than what Osho's talking about, because he's talking about response versus reaction, right? Those are two totally different things. With a response, that's taking a breath in between and putting some space in between the stimulus and the response, right? We're creating space. And usually it's just one breath is good enough,
Yeah.
right? Versus reaction, it's like this, then that. So, so yeah.
Yeah, and one of the great ways to create more space in your life is definitely focusing on the present moment. There is this well-known bestseller. It's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I have the book
Yeah.
here, and it's in the book is stated that actually it's quite interesting, the story behind the book, because this guy, he felt so miserable, like he was ready to take his own life, and in the night he got enlightened, like he got this download of universal wisdom and all these things, and he wrote an entire book about the power of now and spirituality. So he had a very fast transition. Some people are striving for it for decades and they never get there, and he got it overnight, but he was in the very dark place. So he got from the darkness to the light overnight. So in this book, it was that, like, it's a part of you. It's a deeper emotional state, which is a joy, calm, peace. Like, you have it in there. But everything on the surface of that are the emotions that they are kind of making you convinced that you are these emotions, that you are the anger, that you are the fear, that you are all of that. And it's according to the author, it's not true, because you are made out of joy, you are made out of love, and you are made out of peace. So everything on the top of that, it's something that's been given to you. And a lot of people are comparing it to the newborns, right? Like when you look
Right.
at the newborn baby, it's a bundle of joy, and they are reacting where when there is something to react, but they are not forcing on themselves this prolonged state of pretty much misery that many people are willingly choosing to do every day, like reliving the same moment after moment. And Joe Dispenza, which is kind of a link between the episode about the joy behind science and the spirituality, Joe Dispenza is the one who is like one of the most, like, the really good spiritual teachers, but he's a scientist, like, having
Right.
all the data behind all the things that he's talking, and he's mentioning about this, that emotion creates states, right? So for example, something happened to you, and then, like, let's say someone didn't do something right by you, and then you are like upset with them, right? And then you are continually replaying the same scenario over and over in your head,
Right.
and that become your state, that you are upset, right? And then when you do that long enough, that will become your mood, that you are not a joyful person anymore. And then pretty much, and I've seen it way too many times. I have family members like that, that 20, 30 years later, you are still upset because one event, and that's the base of your entire personality. One event that somebody did that. Like, I'm so sorry. It's time to take responsibility of it, not like just move on with life, let it go, and be joyful again, because that's what a lot of people are doing when, as long as when they get a little bit of joyful, they're like, no, but this person done it, like, I cannot be happy, like, not in these circumstances, I cannot have this that, like, come on, you can keep going.
Right.
Focus on the present moment, because when you are in the present moment, what is the book about? There is no worry about the future, and there is no regret of the past, and that's where the joy come and love come, like,
Right.
yeah, that's it.
It's right. It's right in the center.
Yes.
Right. It's at the core of who we are.
Yes.
And that's also where our power is, in the moment. Right. So yeah, and also uh, there is a combination of joy and meaning as well. And I found a book called Happier from Tal Ben-Shahar, and he teaches positive psychology at Harvard, and his book is amazing, right?
Yeah,
And
we love positive psychology here.
right. And the subtitle of the book Happier is Learn the Secrets of Daily Joy and Lasting Fulfillment. So it starts with a definition of happiness, right? Which we can kind of link to joy. And it says, I define happiness as the overall experience of pleasure and meaning. A happy person enjoys, right, positive emotions while perceiving her life as purposeful. The definition does not pertain to a single moment, but to a generalized aggregate of one's experiences. A person can endure emotional pain at times and still be happy overall. And that's how I understand this concept as well, is that the world can be really burning around me, and I can still smile, right? Because about 10 years ago, I decided to adopt a very strong concept as my own, which has recently been reminded to me, and that really brings me home. And that is, I do not allow the external to upset my internal state. And so that means that no matter what, I hold on to my power, right? I hold on to my joy, and I don't give it away to anything or anyone outside of myself. So I'm taking full responsibility for my actions, my words, my thoughts, and emotions. And in there is where I find my unique expression of myself, and my joy radiates from that. So yeah, and it can also be found in the journey itself, right? And from the same book, Happier, there's another quote that states, attaining lasting happiness requires that we enjoy the journey, right? And the word enjoy, right? We enjoy the journey on our way toward a destination we deem valuable. Happiness is not about making it to the peak of the mountain, nor is it about climbing aimlessly around the mountain. Happiness is the experience of climbing towards the peak. And so joy is really found in that journey, right? It's really like the hero's journey that we're all on together, whether we like it or not. We came into these bodies and we're living through it, right? So why not be joyful about all of it, right?
Yeah, that is so true. And one of the ways that uh, a lot, yeah, like it's this, like Buddha is mentioning about gratitude. There is, like in the Bible, a lot of authors are mentioning one thing, gratitude. And this concept was popularized like in the last 10, 15 years by Rhonda Bryan.
Rhonda Byrne.
Rhonda Byrne, that the author of The Secret and many other books, and she's talking about the law of attraction, but she's stating in the gratitude. So gratitude is one of the spiritual practices that it's often, I would say, misunderstood, because people are saying like, oh, I'm so grateful, but it's not about saying it, it's about really really feeling it. And it's like there is always something that there, like you can, like in some practices there is a, like that you can be grateful for the oxygen, you can be grateful for the trees, you can be grateful for the water, that there is, like, no matter how difficult your position is, there's always something to be grateful. And if it's that bad, then you can be grateful that it's not worse. Like there's always something to be grateful. And that's a big part of joy, because the gratitude is has a direct link to the joy. Because when you are grateful for a moment for something, then you see things as they are, or even slightly better. And that's kind of easy to, it's not that far away from joy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I totally agree 100%, right? Gratitude and joy are linked. And it's actually one of the precursors, or one of the prerequisites of feeling and experiencing more joy in your life is gratitude. And so how I really see it is that joy is one of the highest frequencies on the planet. Like if everything is energy with Tesla and Einstein, and right, everything's energy, right? Some spirituality, right, concept, then joy is one of the highest frequencies. And we can get to joy through celebration, right? And that's to actually celebrate in the moment, and then you will feel joyful. Yet then we can get to celebration through gratitude. So it's like the step that comes in between, or let's say before it, right? And so how we really link to joy is being grateful for all of it. And that means the ups, the downs, the challenges, the wins, the failures, the suffering, it's like all of it. And that's a really big concept to adopt. It could be, right? And so you think, well, how can I be joyful for the entire human experience? That's crazy, right? And so my answer to that is to simply stop resisting and arguing with your reality, right? And begin accepting it and surrendering to it, to your reality. Now, I'm not talking about abusive relationships, and you've got to get out of that stuff immediately, right? Yet for everything else, you can see that it's here for you, right? For your growth to live through, not happening to you. It's happening for you, right? And then there's meaning and purpose in growth. And so then by simply beginning to accept life, all of life, with a smile, being grateful in the moment for everything, then can begin celebrating those tiny wins and the big failures as well. And then because they're both for our greatest good, right? And that's the real trick about it, right? The mind has a different story that it wants to tell you, that it's tuned into the society that thinks and wants you to perceive life in a certain way. And that's, it's kind of heavy. And yet Krishnamurti has a really good saying that it's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. So society isn't really going to teach us about joy and how to be free. It's teaching somewhat of the opposite. So finding that joy within ourselves, right? And forgiving those that need it, including ourselves, and getting free of judgment, right?
I have this poem that I just felt like reading, and
Yeah.
this is from a book, Return to Love, and I
Mm.
absolutely love it. And I remember when, yeah, that's a poem that really changed stuff in my life, and it's on this topic. So, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frighten us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who you are not to be. You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the word. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as the children do. We were born to manifest the glory of the God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we liberate from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I think this poem is
Yeah.
captivating what we are doing here and what we're talking about, that
Yeah.
we're all meant to shine. We are all meant to experience the joy. But yeah, this I don't know. I think for me, this poem is always hitting a spot because it's
Yeah.
you know how it is to be afraid. You know how is it to be worry about money. You know how is it to be mistreated. You know how is it not to trust. But do you really know how is it to experience like the joy that you want to cry like out of joy? How is it to experience like love and support and all these beautiful things? Like if not, then give it a go.
Right.
And how someone could do that, Brian?
Well, yeah, getting back to um, that baby, right? How do we tap into that inner child essence that just is pure joy, right? Because that is really our natural state, right? Let's see. Well, we can do a quick 5-minute meditation to bring in more gratefulness and joy into our lives. And so you can get comfy, and if you
So
can,
guys, we do a meditation. If you drive, don't do it.
right, yeah, if you can close your eyes safely, then do so. Otherwise, just pull over,
Yeah.
right?
And also, as the this meditation will be your task for the next week, where you will get a different recording, like just an audio, just so you can practice, yeah, for a week to do the same meditation and see what happened.
Right. Yeah, and so it's only about 5 minutes. And what you can do is make this as part of your morning routine, like putting a little gratefulness in there. I also do this at the end of my day as well. As soon as I just hop in bed, it's like, boom, close the eyes, get grateful, right? For all the things that happen. So, and we can go through that right now. So you want to first just simply get comfy. If you're in a seat, or you're sitting, or if you're standing, you want to make sure that you're quite stable, feet about shoulder width apart, right? And you can feel free and close your eyes. And then you want to take a deep breath through the nose for about 4 seconds into your belly, and then 4 seconds out through the nose. And then even one more. The nose, and out. And from here, we simply want to bring up the past 24 hours of 5 different things that we can be grateful for. And you really want to feel these moments, right? Bring in the moment that you're grateful for. It could be anything in your day. into your mind's eye and really feel that moment again. And then express gratefulness for it. And you can feel free and go to the next one and the next one. Making sure we're really feeling those moments. Letting the gratefulness flow throughout your body. Really feeling that energy expand. And thinking of the next moment to be grateful for. Really allowing gratefulness to really fill up your body. Begin to radiate outside of your body. And even filling up the space around you, in the room you're in the space. A nice deep breath in. And slowly, when you're ready, open your eyes. And just know that you can bring in that great energy of joy into your daily life, right? It's there for you always, in that space inside yourself. It's like a best friend that's with you in every moment. And when you have a daily practice to simply start your day and even finish your day that way as well, right, can really add a lot of energy and more things to be grateful for, more experiences of things to be grateful for in your life. So I highly recommend it. How was that for you,
It
Joy?
was amazing. And guys, as you know, like as you can tell by now, like Brian, he's a meditation teacher. So yeah, we are very lucky here to have such a it was very nice. I really liked it. You have a very smoothing voice and it was very easy to get into. And yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, so that was just a quick, I think it was about 3 minutes or something. And so the audio will be closer to 5 minutes, so you can really dive a little deeper. And then, you can always pause it as well and go even deeper. Right. Yet, yes, that would be the challenge for this week, right? Finding a place in your day. It's in the morning, you can even find a time of, let's say, pick 3 different moments in your day to be grateful, right? And so it could be in the moment during the day, right? And you can do the grateful meditation in the morning or the evening. Yet during the middle of the day, like your mind may begin prompting you to be grateful. Oh, here's a moment to be grateful for. And then before you know it, you won't need that prompting anymore, right? You'll simply be in the state of gratefulness and joy throughout your day. And, that can take a little time, yet it all begins with the intention and the daily practice.
Yeah,
Um,
and all what you need for the benefits to kick in is to make sure that your grateful thoughts versus the other thoughts are like you just need 51% of the grateful ones and then you can see the magic happens, then you can see the law of attraction at work. But this is something that definitely will be talking about in another episode of the Darling, because I think the times is up for today. So
Right.
thank you so much for each and one of you that is listening to the podcast. It's a big honor for me, and I think for Brian as
And
well.
me, yeah, right.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
have, yeah, to share our thoughts about something that is important for us, because that's our change that we want to see in the world, just like Gandhi said.
Yeah. Seeing more joy and being more joyful and adding to someone else's joy, right? Because it's something that we can actually spread around, right? The energy of joy. So yes, thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Julia, for uh, hosting this as well. And we will definitely see you in the next one. All
Yes,
right.
and all the details are in the bottom in the description notes of the in the description notes of the podcast. So
Yes.
have a great day and do the gratitude meditation and let us know how it was.
Yes, fantastic. All right. Enjoy.